If you're looking for a podcast to help you with your personal growth, daily motivation, aspirations, understanding your vision, look no further. Here with Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales. I'm here to assist you with understanding who you are, accepting your growth, embracing it with love. I'm here to motivate you, write your plan in action, put your vision on paper, and understanding who you are as an individual person, what your impact is to the world. If you're ready for a change in your life today, go ahead and subscribe to Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales. Today, we are grateful for the things that are going our way. Today, we are also thankful for the lessons and the things that went in the opposite way. Today, we are here and we're giving our full selves to the circumstances, situation, and our endeavors. Today, we are pushing forward. Even through disappointment, we find happiness and contentment. Today, we are pushing forward regardless of the circumstances, the issues, the obstacles that we are faced with. Today, we rise above those challenges. Today, we put our best foot forward and we go beyond our wildest dreams. We are making our dreams come true. Today, we understand that although things don't go our way, doesn't mean that it is finished. We must persevere through the obstacle. We must persevere through the challenge. Today, we are accepting. Today, we are accepting our challenges and we are looking for ways to improve. Today, we are choosing to be happy and content. What's up, listeners? It's your girl, Lee Morales here, and welcome to Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales. This episode, I want to talk about coping with disappointment, finding strategies to overcome those challenges and situations that you're faced with, because it has been a busy first quarter, and the start of second quarter of the year has been absolutely crazy, but filled with possibilities and opportunities. I don't want you to feel as if you have to do all this work and you're just working towards this goal without any rest. So again, I want you to know that it's okay to prioritize rest through your busy seasons. Although you are probably all over the place. You have many projects for either your 9 to 5, you have many projects for your entrepreneurship, your creative capabilities. Everything is calling on you. And you have to remind yourself that you are not a robot. You are able to take a moment for yourself, rest, and just breathe. Doesn't that feel good to just think about giving yourself a moment to just figure it all out, to reflect on the things that you must do, to manage your time wisely? You must plan. In order to plan, you need time to rest. Rest that mind, rest your brain, do something fun, do something for you. Choose a hobby. I don't know, but find something to relax. Find your favorite thing to watch on TV just to escape just for a little bit. Even if it's only for 30 minutes, take the time for you. Take the time to love on yourself. Take the time to make sure your mental is okay, because through it all, you're making it happen. Through it all, you have succeeded. So don't worry about the current issue, the current circumstance, because although it's happening, just like before, you'll make it possible. So just take your time and remember, you're possible, you're able, and you're going to succeed. Take that time to rest, okay? Do not overwork yourself and do not burn out. This season of the podcast, I wanted to focus mainly on lifestyle. I want to just relate to the creative, the corporate worker, the entrepreneur. And it's a little hard because although we are a part of a huge community as millennials, it is a little bit different and we think different, and maybe it doesn't apply to all areas. But I definitely wanted to talk about this episode, being disappointed and still making things happen. I, for one, have experienced a lot between this first quarter of the year and the second quarter of the year. I am trying to find balance between working, being creative, being an entrepreneur, and making sure I'm being consistent without burning myself out. A lot of the times I am alone. A lot of the times I'm able to make it work just for me. But what does it look like when I'm trying to be in a relationship with someone or trying to make a friendship last or a family member who I need to focus on at that moment? You know, how do I deal with being disappointed in the fact that maybe I cannot maintain all of those circumstances, situations, and relationships? Maybe it's better for me to explain to them that, hey, I'm super busy. I love to devote myself 100%, and I'm kind of hard on myself when I don't. And so I had to realize that in order to maintain this balance, I have to communicate. Communication for me has been one of the things that I have lacked my entire life. I will shy away from a situation. I will ghost a situation. I would take myself out of the equation instantly. And I noticed that as I'm getting older, I'm putting more situations where I have to explain myself, or not explain myself, but communicate effectively. So I have managed to be disappointed in the way that I have been tested this year and how I failed those tests. I have not managed or come up with a solution to communicate effectively in my personal relationships. Professionally, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm not the best, but I'm also only like tunnel vision professionally. But when it came to personal relationships that could have been saved, listen, I had no words. I was silent. I was ghosting. Okay. And I was disappointed in that area because I'm like, here it is that I'm succeeding in everything else, or I'm showing areas of improvement, and I can't get it right. I can't get it right in personal relationships. And those matter to me the most. My friends matter. My relationship with my significant other matters. But if I cannot communicate with them, then what am I doing? Certain things I would let slide because I just didn't have the mental capacity to explain either why I was upset with this, or why this doesn't make sense, and why this doesn't work for me. Instead, I would totally silence. That does not feel good at all. I'm not sure why I do that. I am working on it every day. I even write notes. Like if I'm dealing with a situation, I have to reflect on why it made me feel the way I did. And I'm talking about this in my podcast and previous episodes, thinking I've been improving, but I'm absolutely not. Let's just be totally honest here. So I just want to just be fully transparent because it is a lot to maintain. You are working on yourself professionally. You are working on yourself as a brand. You are working on yourself as a creative. And then you have to talk to these people. You have to communicate. You have to be a person, a personable person, someone that people can relate to. And you have to explain it. And you have to explain your brand. And then you have to talk. And so those personal relationships, such as a relationship with a significant other or a family or friend, cousin, whatever, you have no idea how to communicate thoroughly so they can understand that, listen, you're either too busy, you can't think about that right now, you need to take a moment to just reflect on the invitation, on the invitation, okay, number one. Number two, on whatever scenario that they're planning out for you. You just have to take a moment to reflect. I'll get back to you later. Let's digress, and let's come back at a time where I'm able to give you myself, my undivided attention, so I can really communicate in a way that's effective for me. So I won't overbook myself, so I won't take what you're thinking as a light note. I want to be able to dive in and have this conversation with you, but I'm unable to right now because I don't have the mental what is it? I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have it to process it, to understand how I should react, how I should respond, because although I've mentioned before that not everything deserves a response, some things do if you want to save that relationship or save that connection with someone. It's important to realize what's important to you, but also what's important to the person that is communicating with you. Do you need to take time to reflect, to just figure out how you should respond? If the answer is yes, then take all the time you need, but make sure you communicate that with that person. So I know you're wondering, where does the disappointment arise? Why is this episode coping with disappointment? One of the reasons why I want to talk about disappointment is through failed relationships or through failed career opportunities or through failed endeavors. I just get so depressed and sad, and I have to sit in bed for a while because I don't want to think about it anymore. I'm just sad about how I reacted, or the endeavor not going through, or me not getting the job that I wanted. It's followed by negative thoughts, and I just sit in it, I soak in it, I get real muddy in it. And I don't want to move. I don't want to talk to anyone. I will put my phone on do not disturb before I have to communicate again. And dealing with that in that way is probably not the healthiest, but it works for me right now. I just need time to just reflect on what actually happened and why it made me feel the way I felt. I need time to reflect throughout the time of disappointment. Disappointment may feel like it will last a long time, but I promise you, if you change your mindset about disappointment, you will see the light through the darkness. It's hard to do. Trust me, as I sat and just thought about the situation over and over and over again, the negative thoughts flooded and overwhelmed me, and I just could not move my body. I could not move at all. And I wish I had a better way to cope with disappointment, but at this point, I just decided to find my contentment with just dealing with it, processing the disappointment, and reflecting on that disappointment. So how do you find contentment or happiness throughout disappointment? Most disappointment, as I mentioned, it does come with negative thoughts and feelings about yourself. You are the most important person to protect during your moment and or season of disappointment. Allow yourself to acknowledge this disappointment and process it. Sometimes disappointment could result in the state of shock, followed by, could I have done better? Would I have done better if I did it this way? Should I have allowed myself to feel these emotions and reflect before I responded? And or what could I have done differently for me to be accepted if this is for a job? Or what could I have done differently for this endeavor to go another way? Could I have brainstormed a little bit? Could I have found more strategies? Those are the things that you're processing while you're wallowing in your disappointment. While you're just thinking about why you're disappointed, those are the emotions that you need to write down and process, because why are you feeling like this towards that circumstance, situation, maybe failed opportunity? Do not internalize it while you're processing, though, because you are capable of doing great things. Maybe this is just not the season to successfully get those things done. So don't internalize it. Do not blame yourself. Do not feel shamed. I encourage you to just process those emotions. Why does this disappointment make me feel this way? Why am I sad? Why am I feeling these emotions? What is it? What is the root cause of this disappointment? Do not internalize these emotions. This will make you sadder. This will bring you to a state of depression. So in order to avoid that, because it's very easy to fall into depression, let's think of opportunities where you can process those emotions, reflect on how you're feeling, write those emotions down. Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I just confused? What are those reasons? What are you feeling? What are those emotions? Here's what I want you to do in the future. If you have disappointment coming or sneaking around you, I would like you to grab a pen and paper. I am going to provide you prompts that will allow you to just journal out what you're feeling emotionally throughout this disappointment. I want you to reflect on why you feel this way, what made you feel this way, and how could you approach the situation to improve it. Prompt 1. Will this circumstance, situation, or obstacle conflict with my current progress or prohibit future progress? Prompt 2. Were there signs that were shown that could have led up to avoiding disappointment? Prompt 3. What are strategies to improve currently or in the future? Prompt 4. How can you make the significant change to your situation or circumstance? Can you make any significant change to the current circumstance? These prompts helped me when I was wallowing in my depression. I was really sad, but I wanted to see improvement. I wanted to be happy again. I wanted to be content with the progress that I've already made. These prompts came to me when I was laying down, journaling out my emotions. I was writing how I felt about every situation that I ever went through in the last couple of months. And then I sat there and I said, wow, there is nothing stopping my current progress. Why am I so depressed? It allowed me to open up my eyes to what I've already done. It allowed me to not throw that away. I should be happy in this season, and so should you. Even though the circumstance may be a little bit different than what I was going through, and maybe you do deserve some time to just sit in your emotions, but do not stay there. Take some time to write out how you feel. Use those prompts from the time that you got out of your depression and just write it all out, including those emotions that you were feeling during that time of disappointment. It really helped me, and it allowed me to feel a sense of just excitement, or maybe not excitement, but it felt more so like I had a fresh start. I could approach a situation in a different manner, or I could approach this person in a different way. I could communicate with them differently. I can understand why I felt the way I felt, and now I can strategize how I can move. The next time that you feel disappointment, remember those prompts. Remember, do not internalize anything. Do not take that time to feel shame and blame yourself for days, weeks, months. Come up out of that funk and really think about the way you can change. Use those prompts only if you feel, but I'm telling you, it works. Seeing why you felt a way on paper, reflecting and reciting it back to yourself allows you to see what happened, how you reacted, why you're feeling the way you are. You deserve everything. You deserve success. You deserve greatness. In order to do it, you have to be your best self. So please take the time to reflect, write, and understand yourself so you can improve. I hope this helps you. And until next time, here's to Small Talk, Big Action with Lee Morales. Keep it cute, sis. Yes, stack them checks. Keep it cute.